Welcome, guys, to another market review session with us. Today I don't really have much necessarily planned out, but all the same, I just want to also quickly skim through what we expect to happen this week, and then let's just find a way to.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't see the screen. So
You can see the screen.
I can't.
Come in. Give me a minute. Let me try again. Can you see it now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clearly.
All right, wonderful. So, let's just quickly go into what we have for this week. Then, yeah, just basically what I have basically, or what I'm watching for this week. So, what we usually do here is that we check first our indices to have an idea of what the individual currencies are going to look like during the course of the week, and then we correlate that what we expect to happen between different currency pairs. So, I have about 5 or 6 personally that I have marked out for this week that I'm going to be watching out for. And I'll give them to us anyway. So let's just quickly start. So for DXY, the US dollar index, I think we can be watching the DXY to gain some level of strength. So a buy to sell movement basically anyway, but to still push towards the upside a bit. So I'll explain my bias reasoning to you right now. All right, number one, we have the fact that I think this was the last opening on this was last week or so, was it? Yeah, this was on Thursday or so. We have the fact that market or the price gave us this huge, let me not call it a huge gap anyway, but a gap all the same. All right, which is not so common when it comes to indices, but all the same, when you see a gap can act as two major things basically. It can act either as a point for price to come to sweep liquidity, meaning that a gap in this wise would be something for the price to want to come and fill up. All right, or a gap can either act as a demand or a supply, so meaning it can act as a point for maybe support or resistance or what have you. All right, so all the same, I am still personally expecting DXY to push up. So during the course of the early days of the week, possibly between Monday and Wednesday rather, or maybe even into Thursday, I'm watching out for DXY to gain some strength. All right, and then possibly we get a buy up into this region. All right, I have my supply zone marked out here. This is between 101. 0.430 and 101.345 is where I'm watching out rather for the sales on DXY. All right, and some brokers allow you to trade DXY as a commodity. So if your broker allows that, then definitely I believe that this is a trade you might want to be interested in. So in case you are wondering why exactly do I have this zone marked out, what exactly is my bias, what exactly is my reason for marking out this region, it's very, very simple. One thing I work with here rather a lot is the pivot regions. All right, and this is a very, very interesting pivot region, as you can see from the line chart. All right, so I want to see price still push up a little bit, get there. I will be watching out for price to fall as low as here rather, maybe this around 101. Let me just quickly mark that out. All right, possibly to take out this previous low here, maybe 100.532. All right, so I'm watching out for DXY to drop as far down as there, but if not, no problem. I'm just expecting price a buy to sell movement. All right, or price rather to give us a buy to sell movement on DXY during the course of this week. So I hope that is clear for DXY. I don't want to take so much time on the indices rather. So let's just quickly look at BXY, the Great British Pound Currency Index. And I think for me for this week, I'm watching out for BXY to be bearish. One of the reasons being is that currently, even though let me zoom out. All right, so let me go back to the daily time frame and show us this quickly. From what we can see on the daily time frame, BXY looks somehow bullish. All right, but however, this is what I'm currently seeing on the 4-hour, 2-hour time frame. I'm seeing that price currently has given us impulse retracement and other impulse. What do I mean by that? Impulse here, retracement rather here, impulse, right? And now one thing I can see when we look locally, all right, when we zoom in a bit, to see that price has given us a sort of head and shoulder. Wait a minute, please. A sort of head and shoulder pattern, all right, even on the index can be seen, right? So going with that, all right, and going with the fact that currently we're seeing price break below this previous low, all right, giving us just this minor break of structure here. Give me a minute. Another minor break of structure around here, all right, where we have here, all right. So just going based off of that, I'm expecting BXY to continue bearish, all right. So I'm expecting GBP to be quite weak during the course of this week. All right, and again we can see, I think, let me go down to the 2-hour time frame. We can see again that this is a very interesting pivot region. All right, you can see that this around this area we had it acting as this resistance, around here we had it acting as a support about 2 or 3 times, and then we are seeing it acting as a resistance again. So I think that should still hold. We should get to see price being pushed towards the downside on BSY. I hope that is clear. All right, next up quickly, let's look at AXY, the Australian dollar currency index. And I think basically for the same way or the same bias I have for BXY, look, I'm expecting on the AXY. Again, I can see something similar to what we call a head and shoulder pattern rather. So this, this. All right, so I'm sincerely just expecting AXY to continue bearish in that wise. Again, we see price breaking this low here. Let me quickly mark all of them out. All right, we have price breaking this low around here. We have price breaking this low around here, right? Sorry, give me a minute. This low around here. All right, so it's very likely that price is just going to come up a little bit into this region, which it has already, and then we get that drop. All right, so I'm just watching out for that drop to continue on AXY. All right, so second to the last, all right, I'm watching out for CXY also, and I think I still have my same buyers I've had for the last 2 weeks or so on CXY, for CXY to be bearish. All right, so I'm just watching out for that to continue in the course of this week. For JPY basket, however, the Japanese yen, I'm going to be very, very sincere with you. This guy has been whining me for quite some time. I've been expecting this guy to continue bearish. All right, but from what we have seen here right now, we've seen that even though overall we're seeing that on a larger scale, maybe on the daily, on the weekly, possibly even on the monthly time frame, we are seeing that price is bearish. There's every possibility for us to actually have price turning bullish very soon on JPY basket. Now, speaking from an economics or from a fundamental, from a fundamental perspective, rather, what has currently happened or what currently is happening, I think I explained this during the course of the last market review session. What has been fundamentally happening in Japan, rather, has been the fact that the interest rates, all right, for Japan have been reduced. What does that mean for the economy? It means that more people are going to be more susceptible, or more people would want to at least come and borrow money from Japan rather. So it's very likely that what you are currently seeing is just a fundamental move, whereas again, see price just keeps going higher because more people are borrowing money from Japan, more people are investing in the Japanese economy. Why? Because their interest rates are lower. All right, so going based off of that, I think we might get to see the JPY basket still push up a little bit more. Give me a minute. So going based off of that, I feel, all right, that if at all we're going to be having any pullback, it will be towards this end. All right, but I think for now I'm going to still be bearish on JPY basket. But I want to be careful. All right, that being said, I want to be I'm going to be bullish rather on JPY basket. However, that being said, I want to be careful. All right, this current supply zone around 7413 and 7203 is actually a very, very strong supply zone that we've seen about 2-3. Let me count 1, 2, 3, about 4 reactions from. All right, so it is very likely that we get to see price push up into that zone. Then we get to see a bearish rejection from there. So I'll just be watching and I'll be careful for that during the course of the week. All right, so let's go on into quote unquote now more interesting things. All right, so first off, let's start up with everybody's should I say everybody's favorite? I guess so. Everybody's favorite, gold. All right, so this is what I am currently seeing on gold now. During the course of last week, we had gold, everybody's favorite gold. We had it breaking its all-time high. All right, so currently, what that means is that we are in uncharted regions on gold. And that means that there is no way for you to possibly go back to the past. All right, let me show you from possibly the weekly or even the monthly time frame. Right? Very good. So this is from the weekly time frame. Now, what this means is that there is no way for you to go back in the past and say, oh, I'm marking out the supply region and I'm expecting gold to start selling from here right now. All right, now what that means is that by every single inference, you should still be bullish on gold. All right, so that being said, anyway, we've got to see that price has actually broken above that range. Finally, we got to see that break above the range in the course of last week. Now, what I would be expecting, all right, would be for price to do some sort of a pullback. Why? Simple, because normally for every single bullish trend, what you have are two moves rather. You have an impulse, then you have a retracement. Impulse and retracement, right? Going based off of that, all right, we have seen that gold has given us a very strong impulse, and there is every possibility for us to wait out for a retracement. I think I'm speaking a little bit too fast, so I'd like to calm down now. All right, so let me slow down a little bit. All right, so I'm watching out for retracements basically off of gold in the course of this week. I have about 2 zones marked out, which I am very, very skeptical about. For me, these are relatively unsafe. All right, but I'll still keep them. All right, because if you don't take risk, I don't know. I don't know the remaining of that remaining lines for that phrase, but anyhow. So for me, my first demand zone will be around 2568.44 and 2563.43. My second demand zone will be around 2554.11 and 2550.48. All right, so I'm watching out for buys from either of these regions. Then quickly go down to the 1 hour time frame. Again, these are pivot regions I have marked out, but preferably for me, for what I can see, for what I'm expecting, price should do something towards this end. All right, something towards this end. Now, the reason why I'm watching out for this is that for me, preferably, if I'll be joining gold on this buy, all right, this week at least, or in the coming days or coming weeks, I want to see price retesting that previous all-time high around here. All right, so preferably seeing price retesting this zone. This is around 2531.52 and 2524.32. So I want to personally see price retesting that zone. Then I'll be able to comfortably enter for long buys, all right, for a swing trade off of gold. All right, so that's just what I have for gold during the course of the week. Again, I have two demand zones I'm watching out for little reactions from. First one is 2568.44 and 2563.43. Second one is 2554.11 and 2550.48. So I hope that is clear for what I'm expecting on gold. All right, before I go on, please, if you have any commodities that you would love for us to check out, just drop them in the chat section and we'll look at them, or we'll look at it rather together. So quickly, let's look at US30. And this is just a trade idea, so to speak, that I'm watching out for on US30 during the course of this week. Currently, I'm expecting US30 to turn bearish. All right, so I'm expecting a sell. And I think for me, okay, the supply zone anyway between 41,597.33 and 41,451.53. For me, let me just give you the points I'll possibly be taking my TPs at around here. Possibly around here for the sell also. All right, and my final one would most likely be around here. All right, so TP1 is going to be around 41,112.68. TP2 is around 46.73. Again, these are swing trades. And TP3 is around 4339.54. All right, now the reason why we're using the higher time frames, all right, so around like 4 hour daily, 2 hours, and in this case the 1 hour, is just so that we can have something that will last at least for the majority of the week. All right, so I hope that is clear for my buyers on US30. Let me see what else I have. I think I have something on USDCAD also. Very good. So for USDCAD, I was quite bearish in the course of last week. I did get to see some fair enough rejections from this zone, but I think we can now watch out for USDCAD to fulfill its due diligence and drop. I do want to be careful, right, because now we're in the previous resistance that is trying to look like a support right now. All right, so that's around 1.35828. So I want to see price break below here, and then I think I'll be looking for re-entries for the sell. So something towards this end. Maybe if I get the break and retest, and then I'll be able to take that sell as far down as somewhere around here. All right, so that was just what I'm watching out for on USDCAD. In fact, it's very likely that if I get to see a good enough rejection, I could easily just use this I or as my stop loss, and then use this low as my take profit. The simple 1:4 trade would be achieved using that. So I hope that is clear for GBP, for USDCAD rather. Quickly, like I said, I don't really want to take too much of our time tonight. Let's look at GBPUSD. Let me quickly check if anybody has dropped anything for us to look at. No. All right, so let's go on. So for GBPUSD, again, I'm quite bearish also during the course of this week. Preferably, now I'm going to say this, preferably, I want to see price break this current low. All right, these are 1.31151. If I do not see this low being broken, then I will not be looking for sell entries off of GBPUSD, even though I am quite bearish on GBPUSD. I want to be very, very cautious, and just guard myself against diverse kinds of manipulations that can happen in the market during the course of this week. So for me, I'm simply watching for a break below this low, and then if I get say a proper break below this low, possibly a candle closing below there, then definitely I'll just take up my buys from there. I'm just noticing this hidden gem, quote unquote hidden gem around here, which is looking like something that can want to come and spoil the sell. All right, so even if maybe what I'll just watch out for that would be this. All right. maybe something like this. All right, so if you want to enter from maybe a break below this zone, no problem. This current supply zone I'm watching out for is around 1.311, 31112 and 1.31005. So if you want to wait out for price to break below this previous support line here, no problem. You want to wait for price to break below this previous or this breakout block, so to speak, here, no problem. So whatever floats your boat, anyone. All right, but for me, I think I'm waiting for this zone instead on GBPUSD. I hope that is clear for GBPUSD. And this being said, all right, going by that, if you use correlation, all right, so for pairs like GBPUSD, GBPCAD, GBPAUD, possibly even GBPNZD, you will be noticing something very similar. So for me on GBPCAD also, I'm looking at something similar for that, all right, a sell. Again, I'm going to basically be using the same entry criteria. I want to see a retest of this area and then a drop. All right, currently you have seen that price has actually broken below this low. The last candle actually showed a break below this low, but I won't say what candle will be what candle rather we'll get immediately we get to market open tonight. All right, that will be at least for us in Nigeria, that will be around the next 2 hours or so. All right, so GBP-CAD, I am bearish on it. Same thing for GBP. I think GBPAUD also. Let me go to the 2-hour time frame for this. So same thing for GBPAUD. We've seen number one, we've seen a resistance here. Finally, the resistance was broken. It became a support, got broken again. Again, it became a resistance around here, right? And we've seen, in fact, 2 different iterations of what you know as a double top. All right, so this, all right, and then yeah, that one is there. Then this is a double bottom instead. All right, so something like this. All right, so we've seen both of them, all right, in the chart this week. So what I am just watching out for right now is that sell-off on GBPAUD during the course of the week again. Next up, let's look at AUEU. All right, then I'll take ECAD, and then let me check. Do we have any commodities to look at together? No. All right, so I'll just take 3 more commodities for the night, for right now, and then we'll call it a night. And I think for AUDUSD also, just like I've said, I'll go on gold. All right, I think I'll be bearish on AUDUSD also. I've seen a very good rejection or I've seen a level of rejection rather from this pivot region around 0.67500 and 0.67320. All right, so for me, I'm just currently going to be watching out for re-entries on AUDUSD. I'm very big rather on simple break and retest of interesting regions. All right, so for me, this might be an interesting region. So I might just want to see price break below here, retest it, and then I'll be taking that sell for as long as let me see. Let me give us So I'll be taking that sell for as long as to this point. Let me mark that out for us to this point. Yeah, around here. So that's around 0.66321. So that's my bias on AUDUSD. Second to the last for the night, all right, before I call it a session, we'll look at EURUSD, and then we'll look at EURUCAD. So for EURUSD, you can basically see something similar to what we just said of AUDUSD. And okay, I don't think that's necessary. All right, so something similar to that. We've seen that price, even though we're seeing a level of bullishness on the higher time frames on EURUSD, we're seeing locally EURUSD is turning bearish. All right, so we're seeing price actually break this previous low here. Initially, this is another low here that was broken. This current low also was broken. So this is simply just a retracement as far as we are seeing right now. This is simply just a retracement to a previous pivot region, right, where you can see price was a support, broken, resistance, broken, around resistance around here again, then broken again. There's coming around here again for another resistance. All right, so we're just watching for price to continue bearish. All right, so for me, for this, I think I would still, in fact, the way I'm feeling is like as if once I just see that it's 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, I just press sell on my chart, but I'll not do that. All right, that'll be risky. So for me, again, like I said, I'm very, very big on the break and retest. I'm seeing an interesting point here, which is a pivot region. I am very sure that this is a pivot region. Let me quickly confirm that. Yes, I'm very sure. I was very sure that was a pivot region. All right. So here. And then let me see. Yeah, very good. So simply want to see price give us that break and retest entry on EURUSD from that point. All right. So I'm currently watching out for price to break below 1.107. So 1.10713. All right. So the supply zone exactly that I'm watching out for that sell-off on EURUSD is 1.10742 and between 1.10742 and 1.10713. All right, so that's what I'm watching out for on EURUSD. And last but not the least, definitely not the least for the night, is EUROCAD. Give me a minute. So EUROCAD. So again, if you just go straight off, if you just go straight based off of correlation, I don't know why English is failing me tonight. All right, if we just go straight based off of correlation, you see that we have exactly the same thing that we can see on EURUSD on EUROCAD. All right, so again, I'm just watching out for the same thing. All right, so let me quickly mark out a region for us to work with. Maybe for this, I can go down to the 30 minutes time frame. Yes, and we can easily use this guy. All right, so this is actually a previous zone. All right, I don't this is a drop base rally. If you look at it closely, you see this is the drop, this is the base, this is the rally. All right, so I'm watching out for price to break below the region created by that base. All right, and then we'll just have a re-entry for our sell off of EUROCAD. All right, so like I said, I don't want us to take too much time for tonight's market review session, and with these few words of mine, we're done. All right, we're done. So by all means, do make sure that you practice proper risk management when taking any of these trades. I am very sure that this will be a profitable week. All right, from what I can see from the trades I've analyzed, I feel like this is going to be a very, very profitable week for all of us. All right, so do also corroborate this with your own analysis. All right, make sure that you're taking all of these trades based off of your own entry criteria also. All right, don't just say because somebody has given you the sell, you should not take the sell. Are you trusting me? Yes, trust me. In fact, trust me with your life. Knock out 100 lot size, and me talk. Yes, but at the same time, please do your best to practice proper risk management and work on your own entry criteria also. All right, so that being said, thank you for joining us for tonight's market review session. The link to the video will be sent by tomorrow morning to this group. All right, so do well in case you missed anything and want to just listen to it again. All right, do also click the link and get all the information that you need off of that, and then share the link. All right, please do share the link, like the video on YouTube, and I'll catch you guys in the next session. All right, so take care, have a wonderful night's rest, and bye bye.